Podcast on the Super SpikeGhetti Bros Podcast Network. This is episode 7. I'm Mike, and with me as always, with that dumb fucking look on his face, is my brother, Jason. Hello, Jason.
And I did not breathe that entire intro because I was locked in.
Locked in, dude.
I was locked in on the face, dude.
You had to lock in on it. We got an action-packed show today. We're going to talk about Borderlands 4 changing its release date. We're going to talk about my most recent play sessions with Stellar Blade, and we might even have a bit of a Japanese word of the day. But before we get into all that, Jason, one of my favorite games ever released, and I can say that confidently, Clair Obscur, ever.
Wow.
Clair Obscur Expedition 33 released before last episode last week, but I hadn't had a chance to play it because I'm not one of those lucky sumbitches like our boy Lance, the master. Shout out to Lance, who got to get it, got it early.
The
goat. But I love this game, and so I haven't completed it. I'm not completely done. I am streaming my playthrough on twitch.tv/SuperSpikeGhetti if you want to come check it out and hang out. But I'll just give you kind of my first impressions on it and why I like it so much. And I don't think I'm saying anything that a lot of other people aren't saying. Like, this game has kind of taken the gaming world by storm. You know, it's fair to say.
That's dope.
It's sold over 1 million copies already. For a 30-some person studio to make this game, and I think you said
33?
it. I think it is actually 33. I do think
that'd be dope.
I do think that's why
if they have 32, they
just
need to hire someone just to get to 33.
They could hire me. I think you said this on stream. The game looks amazing, and it's like
it looks
putting
beautiful.
AAA studios to shame, kind of.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that.
It looks really good. More importantly to me, it plays really good. It's a turn-based RPG, but like calling it just that isn't, the whole story, because it has timed button hits, but this is on timed button hits on a whole new level. This ain't Super Mario RPG or Lost Odyssey. The time button hits are probably the most important part. If you don't dodge or parry and you don't augment your attacks by hitting those little quick time bars and stuff, you will lose. It's that simple. So it's a lot more skill based than your typical turn-based RPG, which is why I think it's kind of become part of the overall lexicon of gaming right now, is that people who don't typically play turn-based RPGs, I think, are getting into it. They did a really smart thing by making that skill-based part of it. It appeals to people who like challenging games. Like, it appeals to the Dark Souls crowd, I think.
Right.
As someone who loves turn-based games, it appeals to me too. And it's just. And on top of that, I think the story is, so far, I'm in the middle of Act 2 or close to the end of Act 2. It's a 3-act game from what I understand. So I don't have the full story. But it's impactful. It's interesting. You want to know what's going on, and not just in a there's obviously some vague elements to the story, but it's not just like, hey, you don't know what's going on because it's confusing. You don't know what's going on, and you want to know what's going on, right? And I know a lot of games suffer from, like, they just don't give you the information, where this is like, they don't give you the information, but they leave you wanting to know more. Like, I constantly, while I'm playing, I'm asking, like, the chat questions, like, so wait, does this mean this? Or does this mean that? You know what I mean? And I haven't had that in a video game I've played in a long time. The story is, to me, obviously very inspired by games that came before it, especially JRPGs. Like Final Fantasy X, to me, just the story just like rings that. But there's other games too it definitely pulls from, and not just in story, but in some gameplay stuff. The game has a world map. It has a world map where you're a tiny version of your character on this big map, just like an old PlayStation RPG would have.
Right.
And it's incredible because some of my favorite games have that tiny world map, and then they have like mysteries on it that you can't always like unlock right away. Like,
Right.
I'm trying to think of a good example. In like Final Fantasy VII is one that I'll think of.
The like red thorn thing.
Well, right, the weapons, right? There's a weapon in the desert, and there's a weapon just kind of floating around at one point, and you can see it on the world map, and a lot of times you don't know how to get to that. They have stuff like that I haven't even figured out yet. There's this one area near an island where there's this giant like dragon type creature that's just floating in the sky, and you can swim under it with your character who's also an airship kind of deal.
Right.
Which is cool, but you can't interact with it, but you're left going, oh, how do I get to that? How do I do that? Or there's a castle on the top of a mountain that's on an island, and you're like, how do I get to that castle? I can't figure that out, you know? So there's a lot of like stuff like that, which really made me feel nostalgic for a game like Chrono Cross, which has an excellent world map, or the Final Fantasies, you know, 7, 8, 9 in that area. Because ever since 9, they've kind of gotten away from that world map, right? 10 didn't really have that. They haven't really done that since, but it's nostalgic, but in a way that feels modern and feels awesome and feels even when I'm frustrated with the game, because I'll admit I'm not the best at the game. You know, Lance told me he no damaged the first boss. Like, you went back and did that, and I think that's a trophy, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But, like...
That's a trophy? Oh, shit.
Apparently, yeah. Well, and that's the
you're
thing...
going to get it, then.
Yeah, I probably will.
You gotta get it.
That's the thing is, theoretically, if you're skilled enough at this game, you can take 0 damage.
Yeah, I think that's cool that, like, it adds another layer. Like, obviously, like, you don't want to use fire on an enemy that, like, is immune to fire or, like, resistant to fire, which it's like in any other turn-based RPG. It's like, okay, yeah, you don't want to do that, but, like, that's it, right? Like, there's nothing else you have to do. You just have to choose the right move, and then it will do it, right? Or, like, have a certain X amount of stat, like, in your attack or something, and it will do it. Whereas this, it's like, yeah, you got to do that, and you got to press the right buttons and dodge the right attacks. So it's like... in the same way of like a Souls-like, or I don't even, I think it's weird that like only call it a Souls-like type of thing, because it's like it's effectively the same thing in any like action RPG, like a Final Fantasy like 15 or 16 or Kingdom Hearts. Like, it just, you got to block and do the right timings, and it just takes out all of the like running around spectacle of it, you know?
Right.
You're still effectively doing the same thing. Yeah, and that seems really cool, especially because, like, I don't know, I do enjoy those games, but I find myself a lot of times, like, you know, you're just, like, tired as shit from working all day, hit the gym, you know, do your, like, adult responsibilities, and, like, all right, I finally sit down and play some games, and you're like, shit, bro, like, am I really trying to sweat right now, you know? I want to play something a little bit more chill. I feel like that would be, like, a good happy medium, where it's, like, I can take as long as I want in between turns. Like, I don't have to feel that, like, immediate tension at all times. It's, like, in bursts of, like, all right, press the right button. Press the right time. The right time.
Yeah.
Don't fall for the stagger. Like,
dude, those get me every time.
Those get me every time.
Yeah, I've had to retrain myself, because I played some turn-based RPGs on stream, right? And I've had to retrain myself to, like, okay, I focus during my turn, and then during the enemy's turn, I look at the chat. But that's actually the more important time to not, you know what I mean? So I've had to, like, retrain myself. I actually have the anecdote about what we're kind of talking about here. There's this boss that I got to towards the end of a stream, and it whooped my ass a couple times. And I said, all right, I got to end the stream, right? And then I picked it back up the next stream, and fought it a couple times and still lost, because it was probably the toughest boss I'd gone against at that point. Some of the timed hits were pretty tough. And there's this mechanic where you eventually end up with 5 party members, but only 3 can be out at a time. And there's no, as far as I've seen, there's no switch mechanic like Final Fantasy X. So it's just like,
oh, really?
Yeah, you have your party in. It is what it is. But if your first party dies, you can send in the other two in the battle. So
try
it's
and clutch it up.
Right. And so a lot of the tough boss fights, I've done that because I've been like, oh, and then it's like send in the B team, and you're like, all right, and it's like the last stand of Expedition 33. It puts that on the screen as they come out. You know?
Oh shit, that's kind of dope.
And
does it, like, change the music at all, or?
No, because the music's still like dependent on the battle, right?
Okay.
But it gives
crazy.
you a game over screen, and then it asks
the
you
tempo
the question.
a little bit.
Yeah, it makes the moment pretty funny and cool. But I was sitting there, and I had gotten this boss whittled down to like very, very little health bar, like maybe like 2 turns of attacks, and I win, right? And then my first party went down. And so I brought the second party in, and I like stopped for a minute because I got really nervous because I was like, okay, if this was a normal turn-based JRPG, this is in the bag, right? This is in the bag because I just have to boom, 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 and it's done. But because this is skill-based, I could absolutely choke. Like, I could absolutely choke. And I had that realization, like, oh, this would be like a gimme if this was like a regular like turn-based JRPG, but instead I have to, and like that made me so fucking nervous, like playing it. And I clutched it. I clutched it out. We were fine, but I just had that realization of like, oh, this is like I have to actually lock in here to make this work with something. And I think that's what at the heart of the gameplay. That's what's really cool about it is it's familiar in a lot of ways. It doesn't do anything that's like extremely like new on its own, but when you combine these elements, it's super interesting and novel and different from anything else out there.
Seems satisfying too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I haven't had as much time to stream as I've wanted, but I've been like itching to play this game, and I haven't been able to because I don't want to like do it off stream. I've done a little bit of grinding off stream, but nothing like crazy.
Right.
Just to get the itch, But yeah, man.
Just to satisfy it.
It's a really good game. The voice acting's top notch. Everything about the production is top notch. My only nitpick I really have right now is when you go into an area, there's not a map. And I think they would tell you that was a design choice, not an oversight. And I don't even necessarily want a map.
That you kind of feel lost on purpose.
I get lost a lot. And I don't really even want a map that shows me everything. I would like a map that kind of uncovers as I go, so I know where
you've been.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my only real nitpick. Otherwise, I've been enjoying my time. Even when I'm failing at the game, I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm into it. I'm hooked by it. It's, I don't want to say, like, I did, was a little hyperbole saying, what are my favorite games of all time? But it would have to have a Forspoken type descent in the final end game to not be that. And our good friend Orpheus Joshua, who writes for Noisy Pickle, I didn't even mean to say Noisy Pickle. Noisy Pixel. He told me that it is one of the most satisfying ends of a game he's ever played. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. I'll continue to, as I hopefully am able to play more on stream and stuff, twitch.tv/SuperSpikeGhetti I will update you guys on how I feel about it, but I can't imagine it's going to go anywhere but up. It's got like the highest Metacritic rating of a video game of all time, I think I read, or at one point it did. I mean, it's huge.
That's crazy.
So cool for that team, man. Because they're a small studio, and they didn't go, all right, let's chase a trend. Let's add, monetize our game in a weird way. Let's, they didn't do any of the bullshit that all these companies are doing and trying to have this big hit. Like, they didn't Concord it. You know what I mean?
It's not trend chasing.
They're making a game that they want to play, right? A game that they love. It's an homage to all these great games, and then it does well, right? And that's how it should work.
Right now, it's like, at least on like OpenCritic, it has the highest score of the year so far.
I read a tweet that said of all time, and they like quote tweeted it and were like, of all time, question mark? You know, like they were like surprised. So I don't know what exactly that metric was.
The player rating right now on OpenCritic is 100.
Oh. That's
Critics
insane.
recommend 97, but somehow only at a 91. It's probably because like a lot of these stupid ass like, oh, we only do a 5-star system.
Yeah,
and it's a 4.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, bro.
Stupid stuff. Game journalists, am I right?
Right, dude. They're the worst.
Totally. Except OJ. He's cool. Go check out OJ's new article on Noisy Pixel. 33 games to play if you liked playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And tell me what game is missing. Just tell me.
See if you can figure it out.
See if you can figure out what game is missing. There's a lot of really good games on there, but tell me what game out of those 33 is missing. But yeah, man, I'm loving it, and it's getting all the praise in the world, and as it should. They've already announced that they've sold the rights to make a movie. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like it's
okay, the highest of all time right now is on Metacritic for video games, because I was curious, is the Ocarina of Time, baby, at a 99.
That's fucking crazy. That game's
the only 99.
That game's good, but I don't.
It's the only 99.
Like maybe at the time, but Metacritic
there's only
didn't exist
2
at the time.
98s, and one of them I'm like, bro, what? Honestly, both of them I'm like, bro, what? Soul Calibur.
Dude, Soul Calibur's pretty tight.
Just like Soul Calibur 1? Is this like a 98, bro?
It's pretty tight.
I don't know.
Soul Calibur's pretty tight.
Then Grand Theft Auto 4. Yeah. Nico, you want to go bowling? Like fucking 98, baby.
That's the thing. Grand Theft Auto 4, I don't even think is the best Grand Theft Auto.
No.
I prefer 5 and San Andreas.
I'm pretty sure that's like...
And Vice City?
I think most people like San Andreas and 5 better, except people really like the Ballad of Gay Tony. Like the DLC. Like,
oh, yeah,
It like puts it to a higher level for a lot of people.
People did like that. Huh.
And then, yeah, I don't know. This Metascore is like super fraudulent because they got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 as 4 and 5.
People love those games, dude.
This shit is so fraudulent.
Well, people really love those games. Like, anytime a Mario game comes out and it's not like Galaxy, people are mad. I don't really understand. I think they're good games, but like, I prefer Sunshine.
So like, Ocarina of Time's a 99. Soul Calibur and GTA 4 are 98s, and then from number 4 to number 15 all have a 97. So I guess they're all like basically number 4, right?
That makes sense.
But Nintendo's getting overly glazed here.
Well,
because we got 2 Super Mario Galaxies, Breath of the Wild, which is like, okay, fair. Like
sure.
Breath of the Wild, sure, right? Super Mario Odyssey,
sure.
And Metroid Prime.
No.
Right.
No,
overly
no.
glazed, dude.
Metroid Prime's like
glazed.
an 85. Metroid Prime's like an 85.
I would concede even a 90, even though it's not a game for me. If people really like it, 90, sure, bro. But a 97, bro, ain't no way.
Brother, get those
Super Metroid's better, bro.
Get the 2003 fucking first-person shooter mechanics out of here, dude.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Also, big shout-outs to Halo Combat Evolved. So just Halo 1, OG.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I mean, not my game, but sure.
GTA 5 and GTA 3 and Red Dead all have a 97.
Where's The Last of Us? Let's make me really mad.
Yo, Mass Effect 2 has a 96, as well as Tekken 3 and Baldur's Gate 3 and BioShock.
Oh,
and
wait.
Elden
I stopped
Ring.
clapping. I stopped clapping for BioShock. Caught.
And Elden Ring.
Imagine
Skyrim.
Imagine naming your username after a Kingdom Hearts character and BioShock, dude.
Yeah, true. That would be really cringe. You might neglect your family. But The Last of Us remastered specifically.
Well, of course.
And for those that are confused, because the shit gets released a lot, the one that came out in 2014 has a 95.
Okay. It's not a game. It's fine. But
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk. I like to talk positively about video games, and I let the Green Goblin on my shoulder win there. Go talk about The Last of Us. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I highly recommend it. If you like turn-based RPGs, if you like engaging gameplay,
things that are good.
If you like things that are good, if you like to support small studios. If you like a dystopian, unique story, here's the thing, dude. I'm not a fan of the French. Okay?
Just in general.
don't
French fries,
like their culture.
French dip.
I don't like how they're trying to take over Canada. I'm not into the romance of the French culture. This game might have turned me on the French, dude.
Oh, shit.
I might be a French stan now. I might the French. That's how good this game is. It's caused me to not be prejudiced towards the French.
I always thought French is like the sexiest language, and French men and women are so hot. I never understood that shit.
Yeah, no, me neither.
You're telling me this shit has flipped the script French?
Do you know what I think about when I thought about the French? Pepe Le Pew. That's what I thought about when I thought about the French.
Yeah, dude, it's just kind of creepy, you know?
Right.
Like
fucking stalker ass, stinky ass skunk. That's what I think about when I think about the French. But now,
no is no, you creep.
Now I'm thinking about Gustave.
Oh shit.
Played by Charlie Cox. Even
though
he
seems very dapper.
He's British though, so it's a little. He's not French. Like they all kind of have like British accents, but then they'll like say French curse words. It's very strange. But the whole thing is French. Like there's
they're British.
I mean, Charlie Cox is British.
I don't know.
When he plays Daredevil, he puts on an American accent. Did you know that?
Oh no, that's just like every other character in Marvel, bro.
Right.
Oh my god.
But he's
They're
really
all
good.
British.
I mean, everybody in it. Fucking Gollum. What's his name? Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis plays multiple characters in it, including the bad guy. There's this like kind of
I
side.
love this game.
There's this kind of side character that like he's this grumpy turtle. That like his shell's actually made of like rocks, like diamonds, like, and he's this grumpy turtle that doesn't move. And the moment he starts speaking, I was like, that's Andy Serkis. Like it's like doing this like this voice that only Andy Serkis can do. You know what I mean? Like, so he plays multiple roles in the game.
That's dope.
And yeah, and the mocap's really good. Like, people keep saying Gustav looks like Robert Pattinson, which he does.
He does, for sure.
But then I was told, like, oh, that's Charlie Cox, and I couldn't unsee Charlie Cox because of the mocap. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Daredevil.
I only know how he looks in like the lens of Daredevil. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. So like, I remember like watching when you said that. Like, I was watching stream, like passively, and I was like looking, and I was like, I don't know, that still just looks like the motherfucking Batman to me, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's because they modeled his hair kind of looked like Rob, especially the default hair, because you can, I didn't mention, you can change outfits and characters in this game. Okay?
Oh shit.
And they have an option which is really funny. It's a toggle where it's like, hey, do you want your customization to show up in cutscenes or not? Right. So you can customize your character, and then they go in a cutscene, and there's some doofy stuff that you can put them in, right? And they're like, hey, this might like kind of undercut the emotion of a scene, but it's really funny. Like, that's what it says in the toggle.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh hell yeah, dude. But if you put different hair on him, he looks much more like Charlie Cox to me.
Okay.
Like, especially if you think about Daredevil when he doesn't wear his glasses, he's just kind of like.
See, I can't. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen his face without glasses.
Yeah,
I'm not
there
even
are times
kidding.
in the show he doesn't wear glasses. There are times, but
I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway,
just like the specifically very round black glasses,
right?
Like,
right. The very much
if he
I'm
takes
blind
them off,
glasses.
he just has a blurry face. That's all I can think of.
Bro, okay, hold on. Let me test something.
Oh my god.
Do I look like someone who can see anything?
I don't know. Maybe.
No. I instantly look like someone who can't see shit because I can't. I literally cannot.
Okay, my turn.
Yep, okay. Yeah, you look blind as fuck, bro. You can't see anything.
Yeah, no, I have to squint my eyes to see.
Wait, we gotta do it at the same time. Hold on.
I just look pissed off when I have my glasses.
This just became a completely different podcast.
I just look like someone said something about gaming journalists, and now I'm fucking pissed off.
All right. I don't even know what my face looks
like. Did Mike put his
when I was doing
glasses back on? I can't see.
Here's the thing. I took my glasses off, and all I could see in my face on the camera was just a bright light.
Like, am I blown out on screen? Holy shit.
No. I mean me.
No, I know. I was like, that's what you're saying.
Right. It was like, I looked like Seamus in his fucking entrance.
Yeah.
That's enough about Clair Obscur. We talked for about a half hour on this already. It's a great game. I'm excited to play more. I think you guys should check it out. I'm excited to, I want to take some people who have maybe played through it and talk about when the game's over, when I finish it, talk about some spoilers maybe someone like OJ, maybe someone like our good friend Sean, and do like a special cast on it. I do think you should play it. I think you'd really enjoy it too. So I'm not going to like talk spoilers with you at all, even though I know you've probably seen some stuff on stream because you've watched, but
I was like, I was interested in the game, and I kind of just wanted to hear what people thought about the ending before I really kind of pulled the trigger on it.
The only person I've heard talk about the ending was OJ, and he said it was one of the most satisfying.
Right.
Endings.
So I kind of wanted to hear whether or not the ending was good or not. Because I'm just very wary nowadays.
Yeah. It sounds like it wasn't like a rushed mess like a lot of games do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for. You know, like it's not that, but.
Well, that's good. Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out.
Moving on, Jay, to we went from one game that was on my watch list to a game that is on, wrong way, your watch list. So tell us about this Borderlands news.
All right, so Borderlands. So we'll have another update next week because they announced two things. They announced that they're pushing the date, which it was supposed to release on December 23rd. It's now going to be. Did I say December?
Yes, you did.
I meant September.
Okay, September 23rd.
I like heard myself like in like 1,000 ping delay and was like, that's not right.
I was like, damn, 2 days before Christmas? That's crazy.
September 23rd, and now it's going to be released September 12th.
Huh.
So they're moving it like 2 weeks earlier.
Why would
normally
a game do that, Jay?
You only ever hear, yo, this shit getting delayed, bruh. It's going to be, this shit not ready, bro. We got to push this shit back, bruh. But they pushed it up, which has led a lot of people in the industry to believe that it's due to the release date of GTA 6.
So because if you don't know,
not necessarily meaning that it's going to be in that exact week, but that it would either be in end of September or early October.
Well, if you don't know, the company Gearbox that makes Borderlands and the company Rockstar that makes GTA are both owned by a parent company called 2K Games.
Yeah.
And so they would have that inside info of,
Take-Two.
this is when GTA is going to release, right? So that's very interesting. They're doing like a whole like direct style thing on Borderlands, right?
Yep. That was the other thing that they announced. They announced they're going to be doing like a 20-minute where they like talk about like the story and stuff. And on their website right now, there's like the thing. It's on YouTube as well. Like this premieres, and it actually premieres as of recording this tomorrow. So by the time this comes out, that news will be out. So if you're interested and want to know about it right away, go check it out. It would be out by now. But next week we'll talk about it more, and talking about the story. And on the like still where it's like the like thumbnail basically of the premiere, it looks like a more grown up Ava, probably? Question mark? I don't know.
Okay.
But her character design looks better, I would say. Looks cool. And yeah, I'm mad excited.
Dude, I'm excited too. Borderlands 4, hopefully, is dope. I love the gameplay of 3. Didn't love the story so much. We've talked about that.
If I don't see Wainwright Jacobs or any mention of the Jacobs, I fucking riot.
It's true.
That's my boy.
He did say that. He's coming for you, Pitchford.
Pitchford, I swear to God.
Watch your back, Randy.
Randy, if you harass the fucking VA of Wainwright Jacobs and force him to quit his job, I'll come for you, Randy. All right? You already ruined Claptrap. If you do this shit to Wainwright Jacobs, there is not anything that can stop me from getting to you.
No.
In Minecraft.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
He said in Minecraft, Your Honor. My client said in Minecraft.
Your Honor, you weren't even fucking there.
Yeah. With all due respect, Your Honor, you weren't even fucking there.
But yeah, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, dude. Borderlands, I mean, I'm excited to learn more info. It's a bummer that they're putting it out the day after we record. I guess we could have recorded a day later. That's how the cookie crumbles in the video game. When you're juggernauts,
we'll just have to milk this for 2 weeks. Oh no!
When you're juggernauts of video game news like me and Jason are, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
And you all will wait for it. You'll savor waiting for it, crawling on your knees, asking for news from us, the news daddies of video games.
So, how you said like that's how the cookie crumbles? It just made me think of Crumble Cookie, and imagine if we were sponsored by Crumble Cookie, and then just any time you needed to segue, you're just like, that's how the cookie crumbles. And then
this week's podcast is sponsored by Crumble Cookie. Try the Raspberry Pomegranate Delight. I made that one up. You can use that crumble if you give us a
this week when I was sitting like, what should be the Japanese word of the day? Wait, okay, I can't go crazy yet. It's not time. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, it would be really funny if we got to a point where like we were sponsored by some type of like supplement brand or something, and then I could just be like, today's Japanese word of the day is like supplement, and then just like and speaking of supplement, like just immediately cut to selling out. It'd be so funny.
Jason's Japanese word of the day is sponsored by Crumble Cookie. Yeah, dude. All right, so anyway, if you like that pitch, sponsor us.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Ghost Energy Drink.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please.
Oh, hell yeah.
Please. Send me the fucking cherry limeade flavor now for free. Yeah.
Just boxes and boxes. You don't even have to pay us.
They got a peach one now?
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. It's just like the most delicate touch of peach.
Mike, you can't sell out yet. You can't sell out yet. We need to secure the sponsor first.
Tickles your tongue and your nostrils.
Ooh, tantalizes them.
Did I mention it's sugar-free? It certainly doesn't taste like it. That's because
I don't know what they put in that shit.
Because they pack it with fucking sodium.
It can't be real.
Anyway, go sponsor us. Anything else you want to say about Borderlands or GTA 6? I mean, we didn't really talk about the GTA 6 part of this. Do we think GTA 6 is going to be good?
I feel like it can't live up to the hype.
No.
But also, like, I'm sure it'll be fine and then get better. You know, like, I'm assuming it's going to be like an 8.5 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually turn into like a 9 or a 10.
Well, my concern is, didn't like most of the like creative team of GTA like leave, or the main guys? I remember reading somebody like the main guy who's been in charge of like GTA since like 3 left the company, like retired from the industry.
Wow.
So I don't know. We'll see. It's probably the most intriguing game that's going to come out in a long time, just because of like, can it live up to the hype?
Yeah, I can't think. What was the last game that had
received.
this much hype? Like, I don't know.
Probably Remake.
I was gonna say probably like Cyberpunk, low key.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk. That's a good one. I mean, when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, that will be another one.
Right. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think, was pretty high up there, and then I think the hype for that has tailed off with the mainstream video game players quite a bit.
Yeah. I guess I forget like how the hype was before
Rebirth.
Like knowing what we know. Yeah.
For sure. I just spent some time saying I don't like speaking negatively about video games. So brace yourself here. So, because you voted,
no.
I have been playing Stellar Blade. And last week I talked about it quite a bit and was fairly positive on it. Is that fair to say?
I think you were like fairly positive, even though you basically said I only like a third of the game.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you split it into 3 parts and you were like, yeah, there's the story, the getting to the bosses, fighting the random enemies, and then the bosses. And then you were like, I like one part of it.
Yeah. But I really like that part of it.
Yeah. But I would say your overall feeling, I would say, yeah, you're pretty positive.
Part of I will admit, before I get into how I feel right now, part of this is because I would just much rather play Expedition 33. Like that is 100% part of this, and the games are similar in a lot of ways. Where I played Expedition 33, a couple days passed, and I played some Stellar Blade just randomly, and then I went back, and it kind of fucked up my muscle memory. Like I was trying, the sprint button in Stellar Blade is clicking in the left stick, and in Expedition, that's like switching which character you're moving around the world as. And so I kept, if you watch the stream, I kept switching characters on accident, and then But so the last time I had, or when I talked about it last, we had left off. I'd reached this like hub world, where it's clear that's going to be a big part of the game, and you go out and get missions from there. And they sent me out into this wasteland, and prior to this, it had been pretty like streamlined, like, hey, you get to the end of this area, and there would be like a path to go find a treasure, or whatever.
Yeah, like linear, but like with like maybe like one branch here and there.
Yeah, like a typical
like short branch
game like that, right? And I didn't explore this area because I wanted nothing to do with that, but this wasteland area seemed open world. It seemed like, hey, there's something you're supposed to do, but now we've introduced like all these areas you can go to, and I hated it. I was like, I don't want this in this game. This is not what I'm looking for in this kind of game. I got to a little rest stop like they have in this game, and when you rest there, it resets the monsters, right? That seems like Expedition does this. It seems like all games are doing this now.
Yeah.
But the one I got to, it didn't have power. So they were like, oh, the local power source must be malfunctioning. Hey, why don't you go over there and fix it? And it was like a Ubisoft-style fucking climb a tower.
Oh, no.
But here's the problem, Jason, is that this game's not designed for climbing towers. So I fell off this tower 3 or 4 times before I got to the top of it.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh no. So I do the tower. I go do the actual mission. And before the mission, there's this one-on-one fight with this lady. She's like, you're supposed to go into this like old research facility, and she's guarding it for some reason. And that fight was fun. It was like, like typically I'd been fighting giant monsters, so this was like a one-on-one kind of fight, and it was fun.
Right.
But before you go in, the drone guy, the girl you recruited, who's like the techie girl, she goes, "Hey, I've repurposed your drone. You can now attach it to your hand and use it as a gun." I'm like, okay. So this whole mission, for whatever reason, you cannot summon your sword.
What?
You can only use the gun they had just given you.
Why?
Because they wanted you to play it like a third-person shooter?
Here's how the gun works. But for a really long time.
It was way too long. And then the other part of it is you only have a certain amount of ammo. They track ammo.
Bro, what?
So there were times where I ran out of fucking ammo. And they put a bunch of ammo refill stations. Mike. Right. They put a bunch of ammo research or refill stations in this level on purpose because they knew they were doing this to you. But they were like trying to make it like a scary game. Suddenly monsters were popping out. Like it was like a Resident Evil level. Like it was so like I was just like, what are we doing?
That's so random.
Because I hate one of my biggest pet peeves in games is when they take a game and you play a game a certain way, and then I'm fine with like little diversions off the path here or there. But when they take a large portion of the game or a whole level and say you cannot play the game how you've been playing it or how your upgrades have been built towards it, right?
Yeah.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And that's exactly what this was. Even the boss fight, it was like a big, like grotesque, like monster that you had to shoot points on and dodge. And it was just like, what are we doing? Why is this? And then, you get out of it and then they let you have your sword back. And then I'd forgotten how to play by that point. Like because I was just so used to like shooting this gun.
Yeah.
And I played a little more. I played another mission, I believe, after that. And oh no, I remember. I died towards the end of the mission, and the last this game has checkpoints. Like it doesn't. Like one thing I appreciate about Expedition and other games like that is, if I die in a fight, I respawn right outside that fight, like ready to go again. Right.
Right.
This game. It was probably 20 minutes of progress in this level I was on that pushed me back. And I said, nope, I'm done for the day. I'm done, Stellar Blade. I'm done for the day.
What the hell?
I'm questioning if I continue to play this. The thing,
wow.
And that sucks because it's like, it's the two things that are keeping me like, okay, you should play more are one, it's, people like when I'm mad about things. Like it's
content.
It's content, quote unquote.
It's
like
content.
That's the reason people voted for this. You know what I mean? Like they knew. Like Egg fucking knew what was gonna happen to me here.
Specifically, Egg. Fuck you, Egg.
And secondly, I didn't say this on the podcast when it was revealed that this is the game I was gonna play because I forgot. So leading up to this vote, Unicorn Overlord was winning, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably the game I was most interested on that list, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then the last minute, some fucks on Spotify voted for Stellar Blade, right? I was at the point where I had looked up how much Unicorn Overlord was on PlayStation, and it was like 50% off. And it's like a $40 game to begin with. I paid $60 for Stellar Blade.
No. How is it still $60?
It's actually the year, this last week was the year anniversary of the game's release. So it's only a year old. But, so that's the other thing making me go, oh, I have to keep playing this because I spent fucking $60 on it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So.
Oh, that's fair.
But I don't know, we'll see. I might take a break until I finish Expedition because that really fucked me up playing that game and going back and forth. Because there's oddly a lot of similarities between how those games play.
With like timing and blocking.
Timing,
and
yeah,
dodging
exactly. Pairing's a very big part of it, and so, I might take a break from Stellar Blade and come back to it, but I'm definitely gonna play more. I think, maybe.
Also, like Stellar Blade, at least the image that I have for it in my head is that it would be way more of like a rushdown as far as like blocking goes, right? Like more of like a Kingdom Hearts in that style, where like they're not really doing a ton of like delayed hits or like a ton of feinting or whatever.
I don't know. There's some of that though.
But
there is some of that.
There's still some delayed hits in Stellar Blade.
Yeah, there is.
I feel like after having played
suit.
like all of like Dark Souls 3 and then like all of Elden Ring, like unless it's like a really, really egregious delay, I feel like you just kind of know. Like, I don't know. Like these motherfuckers, like they're just so big. You're like, oh, that ain't coming down immediately, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there waiting.
Like, not to bring it back to Expedition again, but like that's kind of the point of that game is they're trying to trick you, right? So like there's a lot of delays like that. Like a character will go like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like they'll do shit like that. Like they're trying to trick you, and to the point where I don't know. I mean, there are sound cues, but sometimes the sound cues fuck me up. Like it's not the sound I'm expecting, so I don't hit the button at the right time. Like instead of a whoosh, it's like a ding, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is that ding? You know, and like so there's a lot of that. But no, anyway, moving on. Fuck Stellar Blade. It's probably a fine game. I don't know. I'm not happy with it right now, but we'll see how I feel next week.
I'm not even a fan of like when games do the thing where it's like your character's bleeding out and you're like slowly walking forward and you're just trudging. I just gotta keep walking and walking. Like I hate when games do that shit. Like I even don't like it when it happens in Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't like it in like Destiny. I don't like it in
Wait. What? Did I say that happened?
Huh? No. But I'm saying I don't even like. You were saying you don't like it when they take a part of the game away from you.
Well, then they just change the gameplay completely for an extended period of time. Yeah, I hate that.
Right. I was like, I was saying I don't like when games do even like I don't like that either. But I also don't even like it when it's like for like a cinematic reason. Like that shit just like triggers me. I don't know. Like you don't like. I get it. Like this should just be a cutscene, guys. Okay. Come on. Like
I think I have you caught here, Jay. I think I have you caught. You don't like it in Arkham when you hallucinate and you're the Joker and you get wheeled through like it's the beginning of the game again.
Right, but like I'm not having to like
caught.
Well, you don't move that, do you?
Yeah,
you're just like
I'm pretty sure you do.
I mean, I guess in that context it's a little bit different because it's like you're not like the context of being way slower in your walking speed and like, oh, you're really bleeding out. This is a dire situation. You know, like that shit is just like so like it like takes me out of it a lot of times because.
Yeah, I was just fucking with you.
10 times out of 10, it's not even like nothing fucking happens. Like you just get away. Like, right. It just works out 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Or like in Call of Duty.
You could say that because 10 times out of 10 they get out that kind of has something to do with your Japanese word of the day.
Japanese word of the day. All right, guys.
The Japanese word of the day is brought to you by Ghost Energy Drink.
Is brought to you by nobody yet.
Could be you.
But yeah, today's word of the day is, perhaps maybe, you're playing a game, maybe you're streaming a game. And maybe inside that game, there's like mini games.
Yep.
And maybe there's one that's like, maybe you like roll a lot of dice and like move spaces a la maybe like a kind of like a Monopoly kind of game. And I know it's really specific, but I feel like this has happened to everybody. Like, come on. This has happened to everybody. You're playing a game inside a game, and it's like Monopoly. And it's super fucking easy. There's no way you could lose. Naturally. It's just really boring, you know? Like, it just actually sucks. But maybe you're doing it for, like, a platinum trophy, you know?
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, you find a way to lose to Gantu? And you might be like, yo, this shit is Fusei Koi. It's rigged, dude.
Fusei
You're
Koi.
wrong, but that's what you say. Fusei Koi.
Fusei Koi.
Rigged. Japanese word of the day. You're wrong, and you're ugly, just like your mom.
I saw, I don't know why I just got reminded of this, but, and this is a topic we're going to talk about next week, but there's a lot of JRPG discourse right now with the success of Expedition. And I saw
discourse about what?
I can't. This is what Final Fantasy should be doing. I can't. Turn-based RPGs need to come back. And then the meme I saw was the Dr. Manhattan meme of him sitting on Mars. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like it's 2025.
Probably.
It's 2025. Expedition 33 has come out. Turn-based RPGs need to make a comeback. It's 2024.
Oh yeah.
Right. And fuck, I don't remember what they said for 2024. What turn-based RPG? It's
probably Like a Dragon, right?
Oh yeah, Like a Dragon has come out. It's just come out. Turn-based RPGs need to make a comeback. It's 2023. Octopath Traveler 2 has come out. Turn-based RPGs need to make a comeback. It's 2022. Persona 5 Royal has come out. Turn-based RPGs need to make a comeback, right? And that was
my God,
because people are so fucking stupid about it. But I saw somebody who's a journalist saying, like, recommending, hey, if you liked Expedition 33, you should play Yakuza Like a Dragon. And they were listing, like, the different qualities of it. Like, oh, it has a job system. It has turn-based gameplay that has button timings in it. It has a generationally good story. That's the face I made, too.
I mean, okay, like...
Well, okay, well, I might have misquoted
is a well-written character. That's it.
I might have misquoted him. Hold on.
Ichiban
okay. Here's what he said.
Ichiban good point.
Here's what he said. Turn-based system fused with timing-based action inspired by Super Mario RPGs. Realistic graphics with adult characters. A job system inspired by Final Fantasy. Game of the Year contender, still one of the best RPG stories ever. That's what they said.
I don't know about all that.
One of the best RPGs, not just JRPG, one of the best RPG stories ever. You have a plot point where two different babies were put in a locker. That's not one of the best stories ever.
They're talking about the second game. Okay.
Are they?
Yeah. If they're talking about the second, like, if they're...
No.
Because the first one came out in 2020, right?
No, it's Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm looking at the cover art. Ichiban's on the front.
Damn. They're smoking some
They're saying it was a Game of the Year, the
ganj.
contender, the year it came out, not this year.
They're smoking some good-ass ganj if it's the best story ever.
That
shit is awful.
And so I quote tweeted it saying, like, this is the
I want to see their reaction. Like, I want to lock them in a room. Like, I want to hit them with, like, some, like, you know, Men in Black, like laser shit to make them forget everything about the last dungeon, right?
Right.
Sit them down, inject their ass with some fucking truth serum while I'm on some fucking FBI black site, right? They can't fucking escape. And the only way they can escape is to play this shit. Okay?
Yeah,
that fucking final dungeon boss is absolute dog shit.
But even if you take that out, Jay, because that's not story, right? Even if you just take the story, saying it's one of the best RPG stories of all time, like, I'm not saying it's a bad game or that people that play Expedition shouldn't play it.
There was
one of
so
the greatest
plot holes.
RPG stories of all time.
I remember losing my mind about like the whole Nanba part of it, where it's like,
right, you wanted to kill
who he
Nanba.
is, like all this shit, and like also like the Korean gang, like okay, like you know who he is, and you have his brother, and like the whole point of him even snitching on you in the first place is because he needs to know where his brother is, and like you want to kill him, even though you didn't kill his brother, because you're like good, like the whole fucking thing is trash.
Right, it's not a great story. Good game.
It was
not
a fun
great
game.
Story. Fun game. Anyway, Jason, it's time for the
Question of the week.
I think that was enough time. This week's question of the week comes from...
Shout out Aphoroxus.
Yeah, shout out to Aphoroxus for the stinger, as always.
The go.
This question of the week comes from Egg of Dog 7. And Egg wants to know, what are our top 5 most masculine foods?
Oh, shit.
What foods make you feel like a man?
Ooh, okay.
So I think we should trade off. I think you say one, I say one.
Okay. Let me think here. Top 5 most masculine foods. Like a whole meal or like a specific one?
I think we should go specific food.
Specific one? Okay.
Because he didn't ask meal, he asked food.
Right, that's true.
All right, I'm going to say it right now. I'll just go first.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it right now.
Go ahead.
Top 5 most masculine food. Eggs.
Ooh.
It's
yeah,
masculine.
Dude, when Gaston talks about like having hella eggs, bruh, that's so fucking true,
I
dude.
can't think anything more masculine than eating the unborn children of an animal.
Yeah.
I can't. What's more masculine than that?
I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but yeah.
That's what it is. Unborn children of a chicken.
Unfertilized?
Or a snake, or an ostrich. I really want to eat an ostrich egg. That's like a like a bucket list item for me.
Oh, it's not an ostrich egg. I was like, what's the fucking movie where like someone like pours a fucking big ass egg on them, like they drink it? No, but it's an eagle egg, and it's fucking Jack Black in Nacho Libre.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like pouring the eagle egg on him because he's trying to get the eagle powers, bruh.
Yeah,
that shit looks so disgusting. I drank raw eggs on stream for charity.
You have.
That shit looked disgusting.
I just want to take that big ass motherfucking egg and dink, dink, crack it on a pan and bust that bitch open and make a fucking ostrich omelet. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. No, that seems fucking dope. Dude, I might even try some green eggs and ham type shit, you know? That shit?
Very masculine. Very masculine. All right, what do you got?
That's fire. All right, I'm gonna just get the elephant in the room, bruh. It's steak, bruh. Steak is masculine as fuck,
Come on,
bruh.
son.
That's a top 5 of all time most masculine food, dude.
Come on. Don't even fuck around with that. Come on.
A banger.
A filet.
Oh, yeah.
A filet
Fucking
mignon. Something so
bloody and
manly, not
red.
even the French can make it unmanly. A filet mignon.
Right. That's true. I didn't even think about that. That shit's French, and that shit, I'm rubbing my hands together and shit,
Right.
dude.
Absolutely.
God dang.
Absolutely. All right. So, in that same vein, you know, I'm a big breakfast food guy. I don't know if you know this, but I gotta go with bacon.
Oh, true.
Give me some bacon. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing
dude.
more manly than slices of meat
Yeah.
burnt so they
Yep.
crisp in your mouth,
Yep.
slathered in grease.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can't get better than that.
Like, you need to take a shower after you've cooked a lot of it.
Your
know?
whole house just smells like it for days
Yeah.
when you make some bacon. So you batch cook it. You cook as much bacon as fucking possible.
You cook like 5 pounds of bacon.
So your house doesn't have to smell like bacon for the
And that's
rest
like
of
a
your life.
manly thing. That's like a masculine
manly.
thing.
It's
you're just
masculine.
like, it's you know, you're doing it all at once. You might as well, you know, like.
And this
I'm
is
like,
like
do I want to eat this much bacon? Not really, but like, it's it's just more efficient.
the masculine urge
So I'd
to
rather
eat as
be
much
more
bacon
stubborn.
is possible. Yeah. This little side one. This doesn't count as one of mine, but like a BLT sandwich. Come on.
Okay, yeah.
That's masculine.
I would say.
That's masculine.
Like, for me, I don't really like BLTs, but I can agree. You know, I want like a lot of meat on a sandwich. You know, like I feel like I'm eating too much bread in a BLT.
Okay, hold on. Let me clarify. I'm not putting like 2 slices of bacon. I am slathering.
Yeah, these restaurants be stingy with it though, you know?
If I can see the inside of the sandwich and there's bread, there's not enough bacon.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
That's fair. That's facts. That's facts.
All right, what do you got next?
All right, mine. It's like very like as you were talking about bacon, I'm like, this low-key like kind of the same as bacon, but it ain't though. It ain't though. Some beef fucking jerky, dude.
No.
Beef jerky, masculine ass food, dude.
That
shit is straight fire.
Son, let him know.
Yeah, I'm fucking ripping and tearing at the fucking hard ass pieces, but I'm alive, you know.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fucking alive. You just fucking rip it. I'm fucking risking my teeth to do this shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It might even be some mystery meat, but my testosterone levels are through the roof.
Right.
You know.
High tea. You got high tea.
My mouth is watering thinking about some jerky right now.
Even like the cheap like Slim Jim ass jerky, give me that shit, bro. Give me that shit. That's masculine as fuck.
That's even more masculine. The more disgusting it is.
You know, it's just like a fucking tube.
The more mystery meat it is.
It's a fucking tube of the most disgusting meat.
You squeeze it and like some orange shit comes out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. All right. My next one. Speaking of tubes of meat, a hot dog, baby.
Ah, that's
Give me
true.
a hot dog.
Like a hot dog or a brat? Oh my god, dude.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they got a little snap to them when you bite into them.
Oh yeah.
On the grill, ballpark Frank.
What's more masculine than a big ass wiener? You know,
like there's nothing more masculine
in my
than
mouth.
Putting a large wiener in your mouth as much as you can fit, as much as you can fit in, and then you know when you get the ones that have the cheese in the middle. And then you get the cheese all over your face. Like there's nothing
in your mouth.
There's nothing more masculine than that.
And then you get a bunch of the bros together, like a lot of bros,
I like
and just a ton of fucking hot dogs.
Yep.
With fucking nothing on them, just straight bun and hot dog.
Yep.
And then a bunch of like lemonade, and then you just see who the fuck can eat the most hot dogs in one fucking sitting with nothing but lemonade.
Yeah. No.
Masculine.
Masculine.
That's true.
I can feel my testosterone levels climbing just talking.
I'm about to hit the gym after this, dude. I'm about to PR. It's chest day.
You're just going to think about a bunch of men together eating hot dogs.
Yeah, putting wieners in their mouth.
Yeah,
I'm going to PR.
Oh, man. What a great time to be alive in America, you know?
Dude. Wow. This
anyway,
is the American dream.
It's your turn.
Wait, did we do 5?
No, I did. That was my third.
Eggs, steak, right? But like, if it's your
we're doing
third and you went
each.
first,
We're doing 5 each.
5 each.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. God, I thought we were just doing 5. Okay, chill
5
on me.
each. 5 each.
Your testosterone levels are too
Dude,
high,
I'm too
bro.
fucking
Chill.
jacked right now.
Shit. Okay. What? I wasn't thinking of another one because I thought that was it. Shit. Okay. All right, you know, a masculine ass food, dude.
Okay, let me have it.
Some potatoes.
Oh,
it
hell
don't matter. You can put it in so many different ways, but I think specifically like a baked potato.
Oh, hell
that shit, masculine as hell, dude.
That is.
And then when you put it right next to a steak.
Oh, come on.
Oh my god.
What are we
when I was like, yo,
here?
a whole meal, I'm like, yo, a steak and potatoes. Like, come on now, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't matter if it's baked potato, mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes. Scalloped potatoes, a little feminine, I'm not gonna lie, but still manly at the same time.
Right. Still masculine.
Still so masculine.
It's true. It's true.
French fries, you know, come on. I don't know why I think scalloped potatoes are not masculine.
No, but it makes sense though. It just makes sense. Okay.
I think it's because it's French. I think it's all rotten. It's French.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although French fries, they
Not French.
pass.
Those aren't actually French. That's bullshit. They're American.
Fucking French, dude. They're
Yeah,
trying
they're
to steal
our fries, dude. Come on.
We named
Go
it.
on. All right, so the next most masculine food is spaghetti with 2 big old meatballs, baby.
Oh, dude. Dude.
And I'm talking the
Like, they have to be
oversized.
big.
Yeah, like you gotta cut into that fucking meatball. You can't just shove that bitch in your mouth. You gotta
Each
cut
meatball
into
is like 5 meatballs.
exactly.
You got
with
2
the
of them.
spaghetti, and then okay, I'm not gonna. It's okay to not be masculine. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah,
That's not the point of this.
No, yeah.
But if you want to be masculine while eating your spaghetti,
Yeah.
you don't do none of this like fancy twirl shit.
Like
You fucking
twirl it on the
shovel
spoon type
You
shit.
fucking shovel it in your mouth and it hangs down your chin until you bite and then it falls. That's how you eat it if you want to be masculine.
Yeah. Or you can shovel it into your mouth.
Yeah, but there should be lots of spaghetti everywhere when you eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, like
all on your face and your beard and your mustache and
it
shit.
should look like a massacre of spaghetti when you eat spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's the most masculine way to eat it. I know no one asked for
That's
that,
true.
but I just
No, yeah. No, that's a good point though. That's like
Yeah, thank
extra
you.
masculine points.
Thank you.
It's bonus points.
I pride myself on being one of the most masculine people. So thank you.
I'm one of the most masculine people I know.
Yeah. Clearly. Look at this. Look at this guy. Come on.
Oh my
Masculine.
god, he's a specimen.
Fucking. This is what peak performance looks like. You know.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Like,
it.
you always hear about toxic masculinity. This is just like pure
Positive masculinity.
positive masculinity.
This is positive masculinity.
Yeah.
Jay, you got 2 more foods. I got 1 more.
Shit, okay. My top 5 most masculine foods. I'm gonna say a big old drumstick of fucking any type of bird leg. Whether it's like a turkey leg, a fucking chicken leg. The bigger it is, the more masculine it is. But like that shit.
Let's go.
Ow. Ow. Dude, masculine as
Like
fuck,
when you go to the fair and they have
Yep.
those big ass fucking turkey
Oh my
legs, bro,
God.
and you're just like,
Oh my god, I need one right now, dude.
fuck, dude. I want a turkey leg so bad.
I'm so hungry.
God.
Oh my god. Someone's listening to this, like, waiting to go on their lunch break, and they're dying, dude. They're intermittent fasting, summer's
Yeah.
coming up. Whoever it is that's having this happen, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
This shit is
I'm not.
fusei koi, bruh.
Because there's nothing more masculine than missing lunch.
Yeah. Starving yourself
Starving
for
yourself
gains.
for gains. There's nothing more masculine than that. So my final most masculine food is something that not only is masculine but American,
Mm.
and that is an apple pie.
Ooh. Okay.
Cut into
Okay.
a warm apple pie.
Yeah.
Oh, you bite into one of those
Okay.
apples, the cinnamon, the goop that it's. I don't even know what that goop is. It's just covered in goop. It's like a membrane.
No one knows.
No one knows what the goop is. And maybe, if you're really feeling a little, cheeky, get a little scoop of vanilla ice cream with it.
Okay.
That's the most
okay.
masculine way to live, right there.
Right. Well, especially when it's like you eat it overly hot, right? Because
Yes.
like you're being masculine, right? So like
course.
the fucking
You're
pie
burning
is
your
way
mouth.
too fucking hot.
You're burning
so
your mouth on the pie.
you're not gonna sit there and wait, and you for sure are not blowing on that bitch.
No.
So what do? Frozen ice cream on that bitch.
Wait,
Boom.
you're gonna blow on your own pie to cool it off? Next time you're at the craps table, you're gonna blow on your own dice?
On your
what are we
own
talking
dice?
about here?
What
What are we talking
hell
about
no.
here? That's not
Nah,
masculine.
That is not masculine. You get your bro to blow on your dice.
Exactly. Honorable mention
gosh.
food, Raisin Bran.
Okay, yeah. It's good for your heart health, What's more
Bro,
masculine
okay.
than some good
Tara and I
heart
do this
healthy
thing.
food?
Tara and I do this thing. We never buy cereal because when we buy cereal, we don't fucking eat it. It just sits
Yeah.
there, right? And we will go down the cereal aisle because there'll be like Pop-Tarts or whatever down that aisle.
Yeah.
And she'll stop to look at she's really into these like protein like waffles and stuff because it's a good way to get a lot of protein pancakes. And so she'll look at those like instant ones where you just put the water in and then they Like kind of like the
Yeah,
Luke
yeah.
Skywalker muffins, right? The not Luke Skywalker, Rey Skywalker muffins, the blue ones.
Oh yeah.
They're kind of like that. We live in a world where we have those now. So
Those
she'll
are
be
real.
looking at that, and I'll look over at Raisin Bran, and have you seen the Raisin Bran cover recently?
Nah, I just think of the like sun.
It's the sun, okay?
Okay.
And it's holding 2 big ass scoops of raisins
Oh shit!
like this, and
Two
I
double fisting spoons.
yeah,
with
oh yeah,
fucking...
and just full of raisins, man. Just as many
Holy
raisins as you
shit.
can imagine. And I always,
Oh my God.
I always like nudge Tara and I go, man, I'm looking at that Raisin Bran some kind of way. And I do it every time. Now she gets so annoyed with it. Like, man, look at that sun.
Damn. That's kind of all
me some of
raisin,
that
no
raisin.
bran though.
Yeah, it's true. I
Where's
guess
the bran?
I guess what I'm asking for is just a giant bowl of raisins and milk.
Yeah, raisins masculine, dude.
Oh, very masculine. All right, what's your last masculine food, Jay?
All right. Now, people are gonna fucking poo-poo me because I've just been saying, specifically French people, you know, they be poo-pooing.
They be-
but like, they're
Les
gonna poo-poo
poo-poo.
me because I've said just a ton of meats and potatoes. But I gotta say, top 5, it gotta be in the top 5, is a rack of ribs. All right? A fucking rack of ribs. And like, you're no napkin,
Oh,
no
yeah!
nothing. Just maybe like a bib. Like you
gotta
can
have a
bib
bib.
yourself with a napkin.
You gotta bib it.
But you can't wipe your hands on that bitch. Like,
Well-
you're only eating the ribs.
If
and
I
you're just
may.
by hand ripping that shit apart.
If I may, Jason, when you've completed your destruction of the ribs, and all that's left
Oh
is
yeah,
bone,
no, true. That's viable. That's viable. Once
All
you
that's left is
crushed
bone.
all of it,
You
then
take-
that's fine.
you take the smallest of wet naps and wipe your hands.
You take like a really long time
And-
to actually like peel it
Yes,
apart. Or you
yes.
like
And also, it doesn't really help. It just kind of
Yeah.
pushes the sauce around in your hands, and then you have to go to the bathroom anyway.
Exactly. That's exactly how you have to eat a rack of ribs.
Masculine as fuck, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit. I don't know how anybody's going to survive this episode with the amount of testosterone that's going around
Yeah.
here right now.
Yeah.
Holy
Hey.
shit.
Anyone who's in the gym right now listening, you're welcome for the PR.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. You know, if you're low T and you don't want to be low T anymore, just follow these steps. Eat these
Yep.
10 foods.
Yep.
11
In those
if you count the
specific
Raisin
ways for the extra bonus points.
Bran. 11 if you count the Raisin Bran, which is actually just raisins and milk.
Oh god.
Follow these steps and your T levels.
Yep.
You know the guy that's like, he's got the stock thing behind him and he's like, stonks? That's going to be you with your T levels.
Yep. These are the 10 things your doctor doesn't want you to know about tea.
And you won't
Testosterone.
believe number 11.
Yeah. You won't. I'm serious.
All right. Well, thank you, Egg of Dog 7, for the wonderful question. We're always willing to talk about how masculine we are, so thank you.
True.
If you want to ask us a question for the question of the week, you can do so in the Discord. Join the Discord. Links in the description. I just pointed directly at my crotch. Links in the description.
The description?
The description. And go join the Discord. We talk about a lot of different things in there, and we have a good time. You can follow us on Twitter at SpikeGhetti Bros, on twitch.tv/Super SpikeGhetti Bros, where I'm playing Expedition 33, and Jay's been playing some TFT here and there.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what TFT is, run away as fast as you can. But we've been streaming a lot more frequently. We're getting ready to go to Reconnect in July. Very excited about that. And yeah, so leave us a review. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasting services you use. It really helps the show get more visibility. Leaving comments on the YouTube version also helps that a lot, and a lot of you have been doing that, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, we're having a blast doing the show, and so
Comment your most masculine food.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good call out, Jay. Whether on Spotify or YouTube, I want to know what everybody thinks their most masculine food is and why. And then Jason and I, if you do it, we will rate it next week. We will rate how masculine your food is. If it's not one of the 11 foods we mentioned, we will rate it poorly.
I don't know. There might be some bangers.
Another
masculine food.
Another little tease for next week. On top of probably talking more about Expedition 33 and maybe Stellar Blade, I will also reveal, because Jason, the game on my watch list came out.
Oh shit!
So I will also reveal what
His watch list is empty.
The new game on my watch list is.
Oh shit!
And let me tell you, it's a doozy. I don't know what it is yet. I don't know.
You'll definitely want to tune in. It's
I realized
banger.
as you were talking about Borderlands today that I didn't have a watch list game anymore, and I was frantically scrolling games that came out they're coming out in 2025. And I was like, wait, I can just tease it for next week. It's fine. So
True.
Next week I will reveal the long-awaited new game on my watch list. Sponsored
Yeah, so we'll
by
talk about Borderlands
Ghost
4
Energy.
and the new Ghost Energy sponsored Mike's watch list. Sponsored
The new
by
flavor, SpikeGhetti. I can't think of a food that starts with an S.
SpikeGhetti.
No, but you have a spaghetti flavored energy drink, you fool. You buffoon.
Spaghetti. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, dude. That shit would be
good.
masculine.
It would be.
Two big old
And
meatballs.
You know how they have like the like kind of textured outside of the can? It would be spaghetti textured.
That's kind of cursed.
For the
pretty
peach
cursed.
one during March Madness, it was basketball textured. Like it felt like a basketball, but it was peach.
Oh, okay. I mess with that.
Shout out to Ghost. Ghost, please sponsor us. Please, Ghost.
What if
I'm
next
begging you.
next episode we're sponsored by like, fuck, what is that shit called? It's like the shit that like I can't think of his first name. Like Huberman. He's like one of those like male like influencers who like talks about like it's like Alex Huberman or Aaron Huberman. I don't know. But it's like turkestrone or some shit, and it's basically some like it's basically some like steroid, but like it's plant-based, guys. It's
we
good.
will also accept any steroid sponsorships for the record.
Yeah.
We will. That's
Or like a blood work one where they test your T levels.
let's
like
be
Blokes.
honest.
Blokes,
we will-
hit me up.
We will accept any sponsorship. Any.
We will sell out.
We will sell out immediately for a lower amount of money than you would expect. We will sell out immediately.
And we'll do it well.
And you'll be the best commercial you've ever seen for your product. I don't want to say ever seen, but for your product.
But yeah.
Unless you're Coke. Then you probably have better commercials. And Pepsi has the Michael Jackson, when Michael Jackson caught fire. That's better than what we'll do, probably.
Like all time? Yeah, true. Okay,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We
It
might
can't be all
cooked
time.
there. Yeah,
It can't be all time. It can't be all time.
Right. This decade.
Depends on the product, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll at least be on the level of what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
That's
Anyway,
a top 10 commercial of all
thank
time.
you guys so much for listening and watching. Please sponsor us if you have a product. And we'll be back next week for episode 8. We still didn't figure out how we're doing this. Do you like doing the ARP?
ARP. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you gotta do a little more gusto.
Yeah.
You need a little more tea.
I was just doing it, you know? Like I was just like, oh, that's what we were doing, right?
Throw some testosterone in it. Dude, go ahead.
Some testosterone.
Act like you just had a good old bowl of raisins and milk.
Oh yeah. Let me.
Yeah. You just had a good
big
bowl
old
of
spoonfuls, double fisted.
that. The
raisins.
sun's looking at you. Like,
No bran, just raisins and milk. All right, I'm locked.
we'll see you guys next week.
ARP. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. I looked over at your face. I didn't know what you were doing, and I looked over right as I started talking.
When your teacher's crashing out and your friend across the room makes that face.
The next person who laughs suspended.
Oh. Ugh.
My homeboy across the room.
I almost started again, and then I looked over at you, and you were doing it again.
You gotta like edit this into the end of the episode.
Yeah.